What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Zach. We got another episode of The Journey coming to you today. In today's episode, we have two matches in the championship. First one against Nottingham Forest at home, and then a little bit later, Luton away from home. In between episodes, I have played two matches in the league. One at home against Norwich. Very comfortable victory, 4-1. And then we managed to lose our first match in the championship against Sheffield United. Conor Gallagher and Giacomo Raspadori scoring in that match against us. Ed Hewson with the consolation goal at the end. I think that is really it. Obviously, the last episode we got knocked out of the Carabao Cup, so we're not worrying about that anymore. It's starting to get nice outside, so hooligans riding around the neighborhood. Anyway, we don't have to worry about the Carabao Cup anymore. FA Cup, we are entered in the third round at the beginning of the new year. Let's see here. Luton are in second right now, level on points with us. There are three teams level on points at the top. That's impressive. Watford have played an extra game. Us and Luton both with the game in hand. And then Nottingham Forest hanging out in one of the playoff spots. Let's just get to the match against Forest. We are playing at the race course. As you can see, a couple of injuries. Arthur Okonkwo with a pulled groin. I forgot Christian Rivera was injured. He's out for 3 to 5 weeks with a sprained knee ligament. Ezekiel Zeballos also out with a hip injury. He'll be out for a couple of months. Very unfortunate. That injury was suffered last match against Sheffield. Yeah, that's a big injury for us. So, all right, first we got to deal with the Zeballos situation. Let's play Sidi Jata there. And I did end up calling up Amir Bagheri from the U21s, I believe you were part of, in case we did start running into these injuries. I think we'll have Finley Welch on the bench. We have a right winger, we have a left winger. I think that'll be fine. We also need a goalie. We'll bring up Kyle Davis. Yeah, Kyle Davis will be starting there. We will bring Okonkwo on the bench. It's only like a pulled groin, so he's just a little sore. Brooke Norton-Cuffy suffered the same injury. Norton-Cuffy we won't bring with us. We'll bring Hayden Amos instead. And I think we are, I think we're good there. So let's go through the starting lineup. In goal, we have probably, 18, 19-year-old? 20-year-old Kyle Davis. A back four of Oscar Gill, James Lawless, Rob Wood, and Fernando. Lewis Bate and David Ozo hanging out in the midfield. Ed Hewson, Brahima Diarra. It is Brahima, right? Brahima Diarra. And Sidi Jata supporting Amari Kellyman up front. Team has been submitted. Let's get to the match. This is a big match. Very important. Okay. Anybody else? Callum Hudson-Odoi? Okay. We have to see which Rodri that is. Home form is important. We are wearing the normal red kits. I don't think that is... Wow, Jesus Christ. We're 1-0 down less than 30 seconds into the match. McNamee tries to play it through. Rodri grabs it. Havel slides it across to Winsing. And a very easy goal to start the match. Tight offside. Fair enough. Okay, well, we've gotten into the match. Not that Rodri. Alright. He's Portuguese, he's young. Not a big deal. Don't care. Back to the match. We can bring up the league table. So, as I was saying, this is a very important match for both teams. It is early in the season, but Nottingham Forest are one of the favorites to go up. Obviously, we aren't, but we are playing very well. Kellerman's shot is saved. Diarra with an early knock. Twisted knee. That's the sort of thing he should be able to play through, so we're not going to worry too much about it. We will reassess at halftime. Ooh. Not the ideal start to the match. We are controlling possession. We've had most of the shots. I think it's 4-1 or 5-1, something like that. Davis with a good save, and it's out for a corner. Forrest putting on the pressure early. Winsing taking the corner kick. Ozo clears it. Falls to Havel. Back to Winsing. Eventually, it's kind of dealt with. There we go. David Ozo intercepts that pass. Gives it to Sidi Jota, who looks wide to Ed Hewison. Nice bit of passing to try to set up an attack here. Sidi Jota is played through, takes a deflection. Israel saves. Corner kick. Fernando. Winsing is able to bring the ball down. Starts the counterattack running up the field. Fernando with a good tackle. Diarra plays to Jota. He keeps the ball. Wasted shot. Looking for the highlight reel finish. Unable to do so. Goal kick to Forest. Forest have a throw in here. Winsing over to Logan. Looking to switch the field. Amenda. Over the top looking for drama. Finds him. Winsing takes the shot early. Nils Ollie Winsing scores his second of the day, second of the season. We are hurting without a Okonkwo. I believe he definitely would have saved that one. Maybe not the first one. Our defense isn't doing our keeper any favors, though. Lawless should have been able to step in there and deal with it. Yep, he's onside. That's poor from our defense. We are going to demand more from them. .39 from 5 shots. Turns. Fires it well wide. And 2 minutes of stoppage time leads us to halftime. Wrexham 0, Nottingham Forest 2. Show me something else in the second half. Defense not doing the job. 2 players across the entire team above a 6.7 rating. David Ozo and Brahima Diarra which, mind you, Diarra has an injury that he's dealing with and is still at a 6.9. But I think our strong start has put us in a decent spot in the table. I wasn't expecting to have the dominant season that we had last season. Last year was very much a relegated team that shouldn't have been relegated. Handful of good signings brought in and really, really put us in a good spot. But Sidi Jota does score in the 54th minute. We are now in the 60th. We will finally take off Brahima Diarra. He's had a decent day. Ed Hewson, basically useless. So we'll play David out wide. We'll bring on Finley Welch for him. And we will offer some encouragement, maybe play a little bit wider. Attacking is fine. We do have a corner. Welch will be the one to take it. Sidi Jota is second of the day. Fourth of the season. Wrexham 2, Nottingham Forest 2. And we're back into the match. Sidi Jota carrying the team on his shoulders with the brace in the 63rd, 64th minute. Very quickly, we have another highlight. David out on the right. He's able to keep it in play. Gives it to Finley Welch, trying to square it for somebody. Jota into Kellyman. He scores. I think he was offside. Referee's flag was raised. Kellyman's kind of been nowhere today. Not a lot from him. We have responded well to the slow start. We got about 20 minutes to play. Logan gives it to Juarez. Harding to Amenda, who has to quickly just hoof it up the field. Collins is able to hold on to it. Oscar Gill intercepts there. We give it back to Nottingham Forest. Collins on the left, into the box. Wincing, looking for his third. And puts it just over the top of the bar. Jota gives it to David. Trying to square it. It is intercepted. Collins now to Juarez. Into Watson. Out wide, 2 turns. McNamee has some space. Gives it to Harding. Collins unable to be the first one to that ball. He was beat by Oscar Gill. Over the top to Wincing. And there's his hat trick. His third of the day, third of the season. He's had a fantastic game. Absolutely fantastic. He's been making the right runs. Of course, he is coming up against a U21 keeper. That does tend to help a little bit. But, again, our defense not helping out at all. None of these I'm really putting on Davis. Even the second goal we gave up, that was a defensive error that led to it. I'm not too worried about it. Mohamed Diaz is going to come on for Amari Kellyman. We're going to slide Sidi Jota up front. And then we're going to take off James Lawless. I think he's proven that he really doesn't want to play today. We're going to encourage. We are going to go very attacking. We are going to push up the field a little bit and hit the early cross. Jota's goals have been headers. Probably changes we could have done earlier, but we were tied at that point. I'm not too worried. Jota is in here. Oh, just about scores. That's a good save from the Forest keeper. Finley Welch will be the one to take the corner. Enswinger plays it quickly, trying to find David Ozo. Instead it falls to David Wood to Welch. Diaz can't win that header. David into the box again. Logan clears it. Collins looking to start the counterattack, and we end the highlight there. Oscar Gill plays it to Diaz, now to Bate. Back to Diaz. I believe that's Hector Diaz. The other Diaz plays it into David. Israel has to poke it over the bar. We have sent the goalie up. David back out to Fernando, who is offside. I really, really hate that little sequence that is flooding this year's game. Obviously, it's heads up from the defense, right? As defenders, you do try to make that man offside, but in real life, he's going to be sprinting to get back onside, and that it just happens so frequently in this year's game. I mean, it's basically like every match that happens. But anyway, Havel squares it. It's out for a corner. And I think Nottingham Forest probably going to eat up the rest of the time here. He's going to stand over it, wincing, pointing to the ball, pointing to a couple of defenders. Referee, just blow the whistle, honestly. That's a goal kick. I think we'll be able to put it in the air and probably nothing else. Diaz might have enough time here for the attack. Into the box, straight to the keeper. That's full time. Wrexham 2, Nottingham Forest 3. Back-to-back losses in the league. Yeah. We are in third. We're now 3 points back from Luton and Watford. We do have a couple of easier matches. Brahima DR out for 3 to 4 days. I'm not worried about that. Davis honestly didn't have a terrible debut, right? Wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. But we are going to come back in a couple of days. In game. And play Luton away from home. What is their... Is it the City Ground? Is that where they're at? What's their... overview facilities. Power Court. Year built 2030. Okay. That makes sense. Alright. We'll make a cut here. Come back for Luton. See you in a second. Alright, it is game day. We are away from home at Luton Town. In between cuts, we've done a little bit of business. Say hello to our new young boy coming in from AZ in the Netherlands. Gonna bring him in for total cost of 7.25 million, but 3 million up front. Stoyan Harmanis. He's a 20-year-old. He came across like 2.5 star current ability and 4.5 star potential. The little note underneath the potential ability said like potential Premier League quality or something to that effect. So bringing in him, he'll be good in a few years. So he will be joining in January. But that's really it. Actually, the games in between, we beat Huddersfield 6-1. We were struggling a little bit. Then we brought in David from the bench and then started scoring a bunch. 3 goals in second half stoppage time. That's always good. David with a hat trick. Let's get to the tactical meeting for the match against Luton. Ceballos obviously is still injured. We will be starting Mohamed Diaz there. And Finley Welch has picked up a injury. He's going to be out for a week or two. So we brought Bagheri on the bench last match. We'll bring him on the bench again. Sidi Jota is exhausted. He picked up an injury the last match. He stubbed his toe or something. I don't know. Rivero is good to be on the bench again. I think that's really it. In goal, we have Arthur Okonkwo, a back 4 of Oscar Gill. You're good, right? You're good for 75. Oscar Gill, James Lawless, Rob Wood, and Fernando. Lewis Bate and David Ozo just in front of them. And as always, Hewson, Diarra, and then Diaz supporting Kellyman up front. Team submitted. Let's get to the match. Luton Town, anybody we recognize? Cole Palmer. And that is really it. Let's keep the good form going. Luton in their red kit, Wrexham in white. It's raining, so laundry is gonna be awful. Just terrible. One of the, I guess every year when I worked at St. Louis FC, we had white kits. But one year we played away from home. God, who did we play? I think it might have been Pittsburgh. But when the kits came back the next day, oh my God, were they a mess. It just pissed down rain the entire match. Field was painted. So there was just blue marks on pretty much every kit. We threw away 3 or 4 shirts, threw away 5 or 6 pairs of pants. Pairs of shorts. And then threw away like half of the socks we used. Diarra picking up a goal 3 minutes into the match. But yeah, doing laundry that day was rough, right? Because again, we were away from home. So all the kids were just thrown into a garbage bag, tied up, thrown into the boot bag, and thrown on the bus to come back to St. Louis. And that was awful. That part of kitman duties I don't miss. Amari Kelman has picked up an injury, so he will be coming off at halftime. But yeah, the laundry, not the fun part of the job. Going to all the home games, very fun. If I was getting paid, I would have gone to all the away games. I had the opportunity to go to a couple away matches, but I had other things I needed to take care of at home instead, which was kind of a bummer. I had the opportunity to go to Red Bull Arena. We were playing Red Bulls 2 in New York. But I had to move into my apartment and at college that weekend, so I couldn't go. And then I think it was the COVID season. We played away from home against Memphis. And again, had the opportunity to go. But COVID, it was still early in COVID. Nobody really knew what was going on, so I was like, I don't really want to chance it. So I decided to stay home. Anyway, Ryan Griffith's going to come on for Amari Kellyman. Get back to the dressing room and push Diaz up front. We'll see how that goes. Johnson with the ball. Cuts inside, gives it to Abbott. Avila's was offside. So that attack amounts to nothing. Diarra back to Fernando, back to Diarra, top of the box, trying to line up a shot. Passes it to Ed Hewison instead. Oscar Gill back to Hewison, into Diaz, who scores. Second of the season. Referee has his flag raised for an offside offense. Unlucky. This has been a bit of a nothing match so far. Johnson into Adozie, slides it over, trying to find the striker. Wood clears it. Avila's, Adozie, Abbott leans too far back when he takes the shot, and it's over the bar. Cole Palmer with the free kick, edge of the box, hits the crossbar. Good effort there. Let's make some changes. Yeah, Mohamed Diaz. Don't want to play Jota, but I think I have to. CD Jota coming on for Mohamed Diaz up front. And bring on a left back. We'll bring on, I guess, Brooke Norton-Cuffy for Fernando. '70th minute. Luton with the throw. Kramer to Rivera. Back to Kramer. Into the box. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Wide open goal for, who was that? Mente. Wide open goal for him. Unable to clean that up. Rivera. Mente. Slides out wide. Hewison does well to take the ball off of him. Lawless chips it up, trying to find Diarra. It falls to him. Diarra on his left, trying to find CD Jota, but is cleared only to Brooke Norton-Cuffy. Ozo sticks with the ball. Jota. Luis Jr. with a fairly easy save. Let's make another change. We'll bring on we'll take off Lewis Bate. We'll bring on Hector Fernandez there. And I guess Ed Hewison can come off for Amir Bakhiri. Seems like a good change to me. A lot of noises outside my house. Alright, 5 minutes left to play. We've used up all of our subs, so we're committed to this. CD Jota to Norton-Cuffy. Fernandez, big ball to Bakhiri. Cuts inside. Ooh. Trying to go to the near post. Probably should have squared it, but I applaud the effort anyway. Norton-Cuffy with the out-swinging corner. CD Jota straight to Luis Jr. Norton-Cuffy with the in-swinger. David Ozo. Griffiths to Norton-Cuffy. He was probably offside. Nope, referee is playing on Mente to Palmer. Good tackle from Oscar Gill to break up that attack. Slow down their momentum. That should do us here. Oscar Gill with the throw to David Ozo. Diarra to Fernandez. leads to the referee blowing his whistle for full-time. Luton 0, Wrexham 1. That's a very good result. Very, very good result. And that puts us top of the table. 3 points clear of Watford. 5 points clear of Luton. Good result. Kellyman's out for a couple of days. He will be fine. When are we going to come back? Cardiff at home. And Bolton Wanderers away. That works for me. That sounds like a plan. We'll come back for Bolton away, Cardiff at home. Episode after that, we will play in the FA Cup third round and get the January window going. But that is where we're going to end it here today. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. All those fun things. And as always, we'll see you later.